Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
Hold one. Greg.
You're not good at this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list.
Oh my God!
Sorry, no speak English.
Dummy.
Goodbye and good night.
Hold two. On bar.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Dummy. Yeah.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
Hold three. Lamas covered. Three-handle family credential.
Mamma mia!
And now, Unchained.media presents the B Plus Podcast with your host, GregUnchained.
It's me, Austin! It was me all along, Austin!
Number 4, armbar.
I will never retire!
I still got 200 more. I got 200 more holes to list.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the B Plus Podcast. I am your host, Greg Unchained. Today is Thursday. You know what that means. It's time for a bonus episode. It's the one you knew was coming. We're going to sit down and take a look at the Super Showdown weekend that we're headed to here as Australians. I am joined, of course, by C-Jaii and by Mikey. How are you guys?
Fantastic, mate. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, you're... Okay, Mikey's good. C-Jaii's fantastic. I am frustrated as hell. My internet has been completely screwed. Let's just say this. We will never, ever, ever endorse Telstra on this podcast.
You just
Ever.
did.
Fuck you, Telstra.
Hashtag spots.
We've been trying to do this for the last 40 minutes, and it's just been an absolute nightmare. The internet's cutting out every 5 minutes. So if I disappear, you know why. So let's jump straight into it. This weekend, Melbourne, everyone is converging. All the wrestling fans, we're looking at close to 60,000. I know the initial numbers said 80, but...
Yeah, we're aiming for 60, I think.
I'd like us to hit 60.
Yeah, well, the announcers, like Michael Cole and stuff, have been saying 60 lately, which means it's probably 50, 55 maybe.
Oh, there'll be a lot more at the door sales, I reckon, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that they're going to be wandering around giving out tickets because they want to fill the joint out. So I'm hoping to get moved closer, you know, because I'm in the nosebleeds at the moment. I picked up the cheapest $40 tickets as soon as they went on sale because I just didn't want to risk it.
Yep. Didn't risk it for the biscuit.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure I was there. But it's turned into an entire weekend of wrestling action with Melbourne City Wrestling and WrestleRock getting involved. So are you guys going to either of those shows?
Personally, I'm not too sure. As I fly into Melbourne on Saturday morning, so the only thing that I'll really hit into is WrestleBrunch that they've got that WrestleRock are doing, if schedule allows it.
Well, if you don't, you're fired because it's the official B Plus pre-drinks party.
Well, you heard it there first.
I'll be there. Yeah. I'll be there.
I know you'll be there, Mikey. I know you'll be there. You're coming to WrestleBrunch, but you're not coming to MCW, are you?
No, unfortunately. I would have loved to, but we just get in. We get in about 4:30 to like downtown Melbourne, and you know I don't want to put my wife through 3 wrestling shows. I think WrestleBrunch and Super Showdown is more than enough.
I need a whip sound effect.
Yeah. It is also technically our anniversary weekend, so I can't do that. So. No.
Right, so it's doubling up. You managed to scam her into a wrestling show for the anniversary. That's good work.
That's goals right there. That's goals right there. Well done, Mikey. Setting the bar for the rest of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just look, Mrs. Mikey, hats off to you. Hats off to you, Mrs. Mikey. So I guess I'm going to give you guys the hard sell real quick. So I'll start with WrestleRock WrestleBrunch. It's 15 minutes from the venue, right? So it starts at midday. It's the perfect place. It's at the Corner Hotel. It's perfect place to have cheap drinks while watching Aussie Grapps and listening to covers of... So what WrestleRock do is they have a band that play covers of wrestling theme songs.
Yeah, which just seems awesome.
Yeah. So cheap beer, because you know it's not going to be cheap at the MCG. Cheap beer, get nice and toasty, and then around 4 o'clock, we all make our way over to join the line to head in for the pre-show for the Super Showdown. What more could you ask for? And the matches, man, the matches. We get Funtime Phil, who's like this mad metalhead dude, and he's taken on Marcus Muffinov, a Soviet-Russian spy invader guy, complete with his own, Stoya the Destroyer knockoff from Netflix, Bridget. And Bridget is fantastic. She does the interviews for EPW, and not as Bridget. It's okay. Kayfabe, it's her cousin or something that lives in Soviet Russia. It's fantastic. I don't know how you could not want to see this.
Lovely. Yeah, sounds amazing. It
does sound good.
And Mikey.
Yeah.
Mikey, I sat down earlier today and I interviewed Robbie motherfucking Eagles for this Friday's show. So people tune in tomorrow to the Aussie Grapps show and you can listen to my interview with Robbie Eagles. Now, he said some things, and people are going to hear it. People are going to hear what he said. He said some things that, to me, I don't know, maybe I'm pulling on threads that don't exist, but at one point he referred to himself as an OG. I'm just saying.
Okay.
At one point, he said he's more OG than Gino Gambino. He was talking about being a Melbourne City Wrestling OG, but his words, he chose his words so carefully, I think, because he also mentioned that, Bad Luck Fale is somewhat of a mentor to him. This is like at the beginning of the interview, and then 20 minutes later, he said the OG thing. So I could be completely making up connections that don't exist. But I'm going to pitch this to you, and I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying this is what I hope is going to happen. We know that the Bullet Club are looking for new members. We know that Robbie Eagles is a Super Junior, right? Imagine if they turn on Gino. What if they're all there? What if the BCOG are at MCW and they turn on Gino and bring Robbie into the gang and you're not there?
Yeah, that's...
Could you live with yourself?
I'll struggle. No, it sounds plausible because, yeah, like Robbie says, he has been mentored by Fale for real. Him, Moretti, and Bonzo were three of the guys that got chosen for the New Japan camp at the start of the year, and so look, Robbie's a fantastic face, but he's also a really good heel. If you see his stuff in Nui Pro and that as in the Armada, Robbie's a really good heel. Like, he can be a dick when he wants to be. So, him and Taiji Ishimori as a tag team in the best of Super Juniors, the Super Junior Tag Title Tournament. Whoo, that would be something.
Yeah, we've been playing around with the idea for a while, but just the way he handled the interview, and I could be reading way too far into it. I really could. I'll let people be the judge. Listen to it tomorrow, people, and let me know if you think that that's what's going on, because it definitely sounds like it to me. I tried to ask him when the mic went off the air, and he was just like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And I'm like, oh, come on, man. So anyway, I really think that something big, I don't know why, I just have this feeling in my gut that something big is going to happen at Melbourne City Wrestling. You got Adam Brooks versus Lex for the Intercommonwealth title. You got the Gino Gambino versus Robbie Eagles for the heavyweight title. And that's just the start of it. Like Indy Hartwell versus Shazza McKenzie, Avery versus Kellyanne. The tag titles are online. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. It's going to be fantastic. The next day at WrestleBrunch, the best match of the weekend, in my opinion, is Stevie Philippe versus Robbie Eagles. People, it's the official pre-party. You want to go to MCW New Horizons. You want to go to WrestleRock, WrestleBrunch. Let's have a drink. Let's go watch the show together. It's going to be really fun. Now, let's talk about the stuff CJ wants to talk about.
Yep.
WWE Super Showdown.
I know this stuff.
Super Show
Down. You forgot the down. I'm sitting here waiting for the down.
Sorry, I forgot about the
It's Super Show-Down. It's not just Super Show. Yeah, it's Super Show-Down. With a hyphen for some reason, because, that's what we do. We put hyphens in random places.
Well, they couldn't exactly abbreviate it so Australians could read it now, could they?
Well, showdown is one word. It's a showdown. It's not a show down. It's a show. It's one word. You don't need a hyphen in this word. I don't understand it. It's the stupidest name for a pay-per-view ever, but it's the first ever live pay-per-view from Australia. How exciting.
I'm very excited for this. Personally, I've been to a couple of WWE events so far, and my excitement for this one, personally, just shoots everything out of the sky for this.
Yeah.
I mean,
Same.
I'm as much as there's a few matches here I'm not a huge fan of, but you know what? Doesn't matter who's in that ring. I'm going to be excited.
Right. Well, let's go through the matches, and we'll just talk about whether we're excited, what we think of the build, and who we think is going to come out on top.
Sounds good.
Ronda Rousey and the Bella Twins versus the Riot Squad.
Liv Morgan is alive.
Well, we don't know, actually. The latest news coming out of Wrestling Observer says that her status is still unclear. She's cleared to fly, and she's coming out here, and she's advertised, but whether she's actually going to be in the match, we don't know.
Maybe she might do like that final evaluation in the morning, but from all signs, she's good to go.
Yeah, well, I hope so. I definitely hope so. Liv Morgan's one of my favorites, and I definitely want to see her in action.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. So let's go. Mikey C-Jaii, then me. Let's talk about who do we think is going to win this match.
Rousey and the Bella Twins, easy. Sadly, it's going to be a bit of a squash. Maybe about 2 minutes of action from the Riot Squad, but yeah, Rousey and Bella wins this quite easily.
See, with me, I reckon this is where we're going to see the Bellas turn, or at least Nikki turn on Ronda Rousey, causing Ronda not only to lose again in Melbourne, but to have Ruby Riott pick up the pin over Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, so I'm in agreement with CJ. I think that Melbourne is a cursed place for Ronda. I think they're going to play up that fact that she had her big loss in Melbourne. She got kicked in the face. She went down. I think Nikki Bella kicks her in the face and lets her take the pin from Ruby Riott, pretty much exactly as CJ lays it out.
Fair enough. I'm just going with the house show feeling. I guess. Right.
So you're looking at this as a glorified house show.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, CJ and I have been a bit more optimistic than that on the View from the WWE Universe podcast, but all the reports coming in as we get real close to the weekend. The last 2 episodes of TV weren't anything special for the go home, and then a lot of the stuff that we're hearing is there's no title changes planned, and it's pretty much just going to be the greatest Royal Rumble all over again.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at this. So I'm looking at it as a glorified house show. I'm looking at it solely from that Saudi Arabian supercard that they put on at the start of the year, the greatest Royal Rumble. Similar to that, where the big names are just going to get the wins, and then 1 or 2 maybe cool little things will happen through the night. But look, it's going to be a fun spectacle no matter what. Some of it's going to be awesome to see. I'm personally just going to stick with Rousey and the Bella Twins, and I think maybe after the win, the Bella's turn, or Nikki turns.
Then you get the turn. Okay, yeah. I can see that. 6-man tag team match. Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre versus The Shield. So we got the Dogs of War versus the Hounds of Justice. Does anyone care at this point? This is the worst thing about The Shield. We're going to talk about this on the View from the WWE Universe, CJ. At this point in time, my prediction is beginning to come true. Putting The Shield back together, all it's doing is making people be sick of Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose.
Yep. I agree with that.
Yeah. I don't know. I still like to see where it's going, but we'll touch on that side of things on the View from the WWE Universe podcast.
Yeah, but so people tune in on Saturday to hear what we think of that. You can listen to it on your way to the show if you're going to the show, or you can listen to it as you get ready to watch the show at 2 a.m. if you're on the West Coast, where most of our American listeners are. 2 a.m. You're going to be staying up late, so you can listen to our View from the WWE Universe to get you hyped up.
Yeah, so who do you think wins this one, guys?
I'm going to go with The Shield for this one. The fan favorites win at the house show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm right with you. I've got The Shield for this.
Yep.
I'm just really pissed I'm not going to be allowed to Screams Burn It Down.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that would have been so epic with the amount of people that are going to be there.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. It would have sounded so good.
How could they... Maybe they'll each get their own entrance.
I doubt it. If they want Roman Reigns booed out of the building, then they won't do it.
Well, I mean, are they going to come through the crowd in the MCG?
Surely.
Like, that's a long way to go.
Actually, they can. They can.
Yeah, they can.
Because there are 4 entrances to the field on the MCG. They can come through one of them.
Yeah. And
that's a long way to go, though.
they can come through the cricketer's box.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
They can come through the cricketer's box, like where the cricketers walk out to the middle of the pitch. So that's not too bad of a walk. They could be there. So, yeah. They have to come through the crowd at MCG somehow, even just like a quarter of it. It needs to look like that. Oh, big time.
Right, so we're all picking the Shield on this one.
Yep.
All right, moving on, we have a tag team match. Asuka and Naomi versus the Iconics. Now, do we think that Paige makes a special last-minute announcement on the pre-show and announces that this is for the tag team titles?
No.
No.
Yeah. Well, one can dream. One can dream. I wanted the Iconics to win tag team titles, and I wanted them to do it in Melbourne.
Yeah.
It would be the perfect spot to do it. It absolutely would. But they wouldn't have anything like that hugely until Evolution. They need a draw for Evolution, and so far that's all it is.
That's fair. Now, with this one, I think that the Iconics should get the win, especially since we hear that there's not going to be a title change, which means one of the matches later in the night is going to get booed like crazy if the reports are true.
Yes.
I think the Iconics have to pick up the win here.
The Iconics need to.
Yeah, the Iconics for me too. They'll take the pinfall over Naomi.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Americans are going to think we're all absolutely weird. Like, they're going to be like, why are you cheering for these people? Because they don't get it. They don't get the Billy Kay and Peyton Royce thing.
Yeah.
And I can't see them coming back as anything but conquering heroes to Australia.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's exactly right. It's the same thing as Buddy Murphy.
Yeah. Yeah, because Buddy Murphy's a heel too. What is it with WWE making Australians all heels?
Apparently, we're all pricks.
The Mighty are heels as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all bad guys.
Yeah. Hey, come on.
This is racist.
No,
WWE is racist.
If you think about it, we're all bad guys because everything in Australia is trying to kill you. Potentially,
you know what it
that
is?
could be what it is.
You know what it is? They had the first Australian that they pushed. She shoplifted from Walmart, and so now they're like the bloody convicts. We got
Oh god.
Can we have the
Thanks a
Mighty
lot
have a
to Neil.
convict? Yeah, can we have the Mighty have a convict gimmick?
Wow.
God, it'd be better than what they're doing at the moment.
Wow.
And I'm kidding, of course. I love Tennille Dashwood, and that was a misunderstanding. But still, that's my headcanon now, and that's what I'm sticking to. They think we're all convicts.
Hey,
Bobby Lashley and John Cena versus Elias and Kevin Owens. This is probably the match I'm most excited for, to be honest with you.
yeah, is Leo Rush coming down?
I'm
with
more
Bobby?
excited for the pre-show.
Yeah.
Leo Rush, man. Yes, Leo Rush is going to be involved in this match, and we get to
Is
see
he
John
really?
Cena's new physique.
Is Leo Rush actually coming down?
Well, he's got to be. He's the hype man.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got to,
Yeah,
right?
you'd hope so. But I am excited to see John Cena, John Bradshaw Layfield Cena, with the new pitch, the recent pics of him. Jesus Christ, he's looking like John Bradshaw Layfield. What's going on?
I don't see that at all. I see an incredibly ripped individual.
Yep.
Where are you getting John Bradshaw Layfield from?
Look at the hair.
Look at the hair, and just the head, it's looking like JBL. It's all over the place. Everyone's calling it.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure I didn't notice that. I haven't noticed that. I'm sure he's going to get a haircut before the
No,
show.
I doubt it.
not because he's doing movie roles and stuff.
You think this is his new look?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's a movie star, mate. He's not a wrestler no more.
Well, I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see the new look, and I'm excited to see if he and Leo Rush interact. I'm hoping that they're going to rap or something. I think that would be really fun for a house show if they can rap. But in all seriousness, Elias as well. I'm looking forward to Elias's because we have to get a little concert, right?
Yeah.
Either we get a concert or we get cheap as hell heat.
Yeah, he's the king of cheap heat, and we'll talk about it on this week's View from the WWE Universe. But Seattle don't like him.
And I honestly think that if he digs at Melbourne Storm for losing the final last week, he'll get the same response.
Ooh.
Oh, well, I didn't even think of that. Do you think he knows though? Do they have someone who researches local sports teams?
No, but
But
surely Buddy Murphy would know what's going on. Surely they'd just be like, "Hey, Buddy, get us some Aussie intel or something."
yeah,
Surely.
yeah,
Mention Billy Slater.
yeah. See, I don't even know. He'll probably make some reference that I don't even understand.
Mention Billy Slater and the crowd would boo the shit. Even mention that Collingwood lost the final last week and they'll boo the shit out of him. So yeah, either one.
yeah,
Yes,
pretty much.
Hopawati. I'm just throwing out sports words that I remember.
That's an 18-year-old reference, but fantastic. Wow.
I know. Does that have something to do with Melbourne? I have no idea. I just remember from high school.
I'm not mentioning a word about Hopawati. I got friends that listen to this that are friends with him, so let's just leave that one to be. But no, look.
All right. But, who do we pick to win this one? It's Bobby Lashley and John Cena, right? Cena wins.
Oh yeah, Kevin Owens gets.
I'm going John Cena with the Falcon Fist.
Oh, do you think he busts it out?
Yeah, he is.
You think he busts out his little chop thing?
100% he will.
Beautiful.
That's exciting. I love it. I've heard a lot of people think it's killing the business, and you know what? I'm happy for John Cena to steal the Young Bucks gimmick. Go
That's
for
right.
it.
John Cena's been killing the business for 15 years, so that's right.
It makes a lot of money. It makes a lot of money. And for some reason, every time something's killing the business, it makes a lot of money. So, hey, keep killing the business, boys.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Then we move on to the first title match that we have listed here. Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair. Becky Lynch retains.
100%.
100%.
This is one I'm quite excited for.
Yep. Another non-American heel. Whoever's not American is a heel at the moment. So, yeah. But they're really face. They're heel, but they're really face. Just
Yeah, well, Becky's in a weird position at the moment. She's kind of like a Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? Like she's acting like a face. She's acting like a heel, but everyone loves her.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's like the Rock style of heel work.
A little. I think it's probably more akin to Stone Cold, I'd say. But
yeah.
But it's weird because like The Rock was one of those guys where like he wouldn't change his character. He would just sort of, he would always be this kind of like Carmella, same character, but people, just to cheer or boo based on who she's against.
Yeah,
even similar.
Whereas, Becky has changed her character, which is weird.
It's even similar to CM Punk's heel turn, CM Punk's heel run back in the day. Like he was the heel, but the crowd was still cheering for him. Like it's not when you're someone like Becky Lynch and you got that crowd behind you. No matter what, like heel turns and face turns, and WWE mentioned this a lot. That like they always say that there's no such thing as good guy versus bad guy anymore. It's all off interpretation of how you want to see it. There's so many guys. Like,
shades of
look
grey.
at Braun Strowman. I mean, like, his best work, his biggest face moment was when he was heel. Like,
yeah, but they've ruined Braun Strowman too. Like, okay, so you talk about the shades of grey though. It doesn't actually work in WWE. It doesn't.
No.
It's just their pathetic excuse for poor booking. It does work on the indies. Like, look at Cody. Cody is legitimate shades of grey. We talked about this on this week's King of Sports cast.
Yeah.
But, he's heel one day, he's face the next, and it always works and it's always true to the character. In WWE, it's not like that. It's just like, why are they acting that way? This makes no sense considering everything I know about them.
Right. I mean,
you know?
I mean, even as simple as someone like a Robbie Eagles can do PWA as a super face and New Pro as a super heel in the same week. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't seem to work for WWE. It's odd.
But anyway, 100% Becky Lynch is winning this. She's on fire. I can't wait to see Becky in action.
Right.
Yep.
Looking at this though, I can't help but think of, and when you said she's on fire, I thought of the girl on fire, Ember Moon, and then I thought of all the people who we aren't getting to see. And I mean, I know that's a stupid thing to think about because, like, obviously you're not going to see everyone. Not everyone's going to make the card, but there are some people that deserve to be on the card that aren't. I mean, there's no Revival.
Yeah.
There's no Ember Moon. And these are people that have been highlights of Raw for months, and they're not on the show. It kind of bums me out.
But surely they could have just done a pre-show battle. I know, obviously, the cost of bringing that many people out would be crazy, but it's WWE. Surely they could have chucked in a little battle royal at the start.
And a battle royal gives you room for a surprise.
Exactly.
Like, for example, Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Ooh, now, let's touch on that for a second. From what the online rumors have been saying is that Rey Mysterio is looking to make his return very soon. Some people are looking as soon as Super Showdown.
Yeah, so I read that there was talk about it being Super Showdown, but they're probably leaning towards SmackDown 1000.
SmackDown 1000 is more probable, like it's more realistic. Super Showdown, the only way to be able to put him on the card without completely overshadowing what they want to advertise, the only place that they could put him is straight after the Cruiserweight Championship match, where he just comes out of the stage, stares down Buddy Murphy as Buddy's holding up his new Cruiserweight Championship.
Right. Or he costs Buddy Murphy, and that's how they get him to be a heel. You wanted him to be a heel, right, with Lucha House Party and turn the whole thing?
Yeah, that would be a good way.
Have him come out and direct traffic with Lucha House Party to cost Buddy Murphy the title in Melbourne, and people will lose their shit.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
It's a good way of doing it.
That's not going to happen.
But I don't see it happening, unfortunately. I'm going to be realistic about it. I think he's going to come back at SmackDown 1000. But there are the rumors there. So there is the off chance. There's the off chance that we will hear Booyaka Booyaka.
Yeah.
There's an off chance.
There is an off chance that it can happen, and it doesn't have to be a match. You could just have a little segment in the ring, and maybe like someone interrupts him or something, and he just has a quick little moment as his little re-debut. But I think they'll save it for SmackDown 1000. I think there's more of a story to tell on that.
Yeah.
But yeah. I can guarantee 100%.
Well, let's take a look at that Cruiserweight title match. Cedric Alexander defends against Buddy Murphy in Buddy Murphy's hometown of Melbourne, Australia.
Yeah.
I want to pick Buddy Murphy. But of course all the dirty dirt sheets are saying no titles are changing hands. I just don't see how they get out of Melbourne alive without putting that title on Buddy Murphy.
Yeah.
They won't make it out alive.
No. Despite what my Uncle Dave says, I'm still sticking with 2 titles changing. And I'm staying with Buddy Murphy winning this. Has to happen.
Right, he has to, right?
Has to.
Yeah.
He has to. Are we biased? Are we biased because we're Australians? And is that a problem? Is it bad for us to be biased? Is cheap heat, cheap pop, is it a bad thing? Or should we lean into it and be like, yeah, hell yeah, we want him to win because he's in Australia and fucking A.
Yeah.
Hey, slap some Vegemite on there, right?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, fucking A. We'll have a Barbie after. After Buddy wins the strap.
Yep.
Yeah. But then we've got more titles on the line. New Day defend their titles against The Bar. I think New Day come out of this winners, chicken dinners.
Yep.
Yeah, New Day.
New Day are going to have a sick-ass entrance. I don't know what it's going to be, but they will have something.
Can they come around in kangaroo onesies?
I hope so.
Yes. Just have Xavier Woods in Big E's pouch.
I was thinking just like a big, massive Vegemite jar, just similar to this. Similar to their cereal box that they did a couple of years ago, but
do a knockoff of a Vegemite jar that's like Booty Mite.
Yes.
Oh,
I'd probably buy more Booty Mite than I'd do Vegemite.
They've missed if they don't have Booty Mite merch, like they've missed a golden opportunity, right? But
100%.
This is the thing. I don't know if they're plugged into the culture enough to understand. I mean, Vegemite's something they've got to understand,
Exactly.
right?
Everyone knows what salt tastes like, so come on, they've got to plug Vegemite somewhere.
All right, so our prediction here is New Day win by the power of Booty Mite. I do want to add though something, and here's an idea for you, New Day. You're still doing the pancake thing. It's weird, but whatever. I get it. Get a pancake gun that shoots pancakes in, because they pour pancakes into the front row and stuff. What about the rest of the crowd? You need a pancake gun, like a t-shirt.
This weekend.
What if they just pack a t-shirt gun with a roll of pancakes?
Hey, it could work.
How about this week they leave the pancakes alone and just maybe go for a pavlova or a lamington or something? Come on.
Start throwing pavlovas into the arena.
Yeah, that's a good time. That's not going to be messy. I feel bad for the cleaners anytime New Day come out. Moving on. The WWE title #1 contendership match, Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. The SmackDown matches are the most exciting matches here. Do we agree?
Yes.
Like by a long shot?
I just think SmackDown in general is better anyway.
Yeah. Hands down.
Yeah.
But I'm an Aussie.
Yeah,
I'm biased.
Now, this one has real implications because we're going to have the #1 contender for the WWE title. So who do we see winning this one, boys?
Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. C-Jaii?
I'm going a double count out.
What? Oh, that would get heat. There's no way.
It would.
You can't have a double count out.
Hear me out.
This
Hear me
has
out.
to end things
Hear me out.
now. All right. I'm hearing you out.
They want to have, come the end of the year, AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe versus Daniel Bryan versus The Miz in a fatal 4-way match. That's what they're looking to build towards. That's what all the rumors are saying. So what I reckon is this will end in a double count out or a disqualification or something like that, where I reckon Bryan will lose his absolute nutter, just go crazy, and chuck a brie and kick Miz in the head, knocking him out or something. Win by TKO. But
But that's
see,
a win. That's a win. Though,
okay, well, maybe they throw up the X and say, look, the match is a no contest because no, you can't compete anymore. But
I can't. No, I think someone has to win it.
Okay, so I'll say either The Miz will go over, win the title at the Royal Rumble if AJ Styles retains, and then have Daniel Bryan win the Royal Rumble. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That was my original plan too. I'm going to go against the dirt sheets and I'm going to assume that the titles are going to change hands like we did with Buddy Murphy. So for this one, I'm actually going to pick Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan to become number one contender.
Okay.
So am I, only because The Miz has been very win dominant in this rivalry. And I think Daniel Bryan finishes it off with a win for now. And then we get, obviously, the next match we'll talk about, which I'm actually on the same page as Greg there. Despite what my Uncle Dave says, I definitely believe the second title change will happen next.
Yeah, so I think Samoa Joe defeats AJ Styles, and then, like you were talking about, Daniel Bryan being number one contender, he'll challenge Joe, and I don't think he'll win. And then come December or January, maybe at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, Miz can actually defeat Samoa Joe. So then he has that chip of, I did what you couldn't, Daniel Bryan. I'm so much better than you. You know, and they can continue into WrestleMania.
It's probably the best way to do it, actually.
Licking at the lips of a Daniel Bryan, Samoa Joe WWE rivalry. It's just, oh.
Now, something interesting was said on SmackDown this week. AJ Styles said he's going to bury Samoa Joe alive. Is this becoming a buried alive match? Because then straight after that, they called it a no count out, no disqualification match. Why did AJ say he's going to bury him alive?
Interesting. I would like to see a buried alive match. It's been a while.
Yeah. Yeah, do it, WWE. Give us a buried alive match.
It'd be a good way to bury the friendship.
Well, that's gone. That's out the window.
Exactly.
I mean, Joe ran a home invasion angle for crying out loud. So we'll get into that on the view from the how stupid was that though? The home invasion. It ended up being absolutely nothing. Like, after the video went off, we sent authorities to their house. Like, okay. That was so anticlimactic.
It was, but I mean, I suppose WWE can't chuck in 90s and can't have Triple H. Sorry, 2009 was the last time I saw that, when Triple H barged into Randy's house.
Yeah.
That was the last time we saw that happen. I doubt we'll ever see anything like that on WWE TV again while it's PG.
Yeah.
How good would it have been? How good would it have been to see Joe open the door and Wendy standing there with a shotgun because they're Southerners, and then Joe just like puts his hands up and just slowly backs away.
What if it's not even Wendy? What if it's like one of AJ's daughters and he's just kind of like, don't even bother, mate?
Now you're being ridiculous. That's not good television. You can't do that. You put guns in the hands of children. Not even I'm that crazy. All right, so we all agree Samoa Joe? No, you C-Jaii, you think AJ?
See, I think AJ's going to take it. I want Samoa Joe to win because it's time for Joe to actually have that title. But I'm predicting AJ to hold it, to retain and hold it all the way through to Royal Rumble.
I think there's room for some kind of gentleman's wager here, and I'll think on it as I'm on the plane and all that sort of stuff. And we're going to do some live streams over the weekend, right? Like, well, not too many, but we're going to do bits and pieces to keep people updated on what we're doing.
So we'll have the live streams, which, guys, you can actually find us during the live streams. We'll be wearing our B+ shirts, proudly sponsored, proudly supported by Working Gear here in Penrith.
Right, so Working Gear were kind enough to hook us up with some shirts. They have the B+ logo on them, and they say, support Aussie Grapps, and we're going to be rocking those to just sort of, get the word out. I'll be up in the nosebleeds where no one can see it. but, you know.
We'll get our telescopes out, mate. We'll try and play Where's Greg, but
I'm hoping it's going to be like that time I went to watch Wild Wild West at the cinema and I was completely alone and had the entire thing to myself.
yeah, that's the dream, isn't it?
I want to have a section to myself, like a private box.
It'll be section Z26.
But no, I'm still very excited about it, even though I'm in the nosebleeds. And the main thing is the atmosphere. The atmosphere of these shows is fantastic, but I can only imagine. I'm someone who, look, I grew up bankrupt, right? And and with social anxiety, and it's been a recipe for disaster. I'm broke all the time. So I've never been able to go over for a WrestleMania. I've never been able to go over for a SummerSlam, for a pay-per-view. And so this is very exciting for me because of this next one. The Undertaker. I get to be there live for an Undertaker entrance. This is possibly going to be my only chance, and I'm so stoked. And thank you, WWE. Like, at the end of the day, seriously, like, we're here because we're wrestling fans. We're here because of this. We love this. No matter how much trash we talk about different things, there's a reason we're here.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Undertaker's entrance, oh man, I cannot wait for this. I cannot wait for 100%. This.
100%. I actually feel like I'm going to cry when his entrance starts.
Yeah. And will they make it a little bit more Brothers of Destruction-y? Because on YouTube in the last 2 days, they've had the top 10 moments of Brothers of Destruction and top 10 moments of DX.
No.
So will they do it a bit more?
No, that'll be that's building towards the November one in Saudi Arabia. I think we're going to get a full Undertaker entrance. We're going to get a full Kane entrance. We're going to get a full Triple H entrance. We're going to get a full Shawn Michaels entrance. Because they've built it as Undertaker versus Triple H.
No, I think you're right there, Greg. I think we're going to get 4 separate entrances. Like we should with the Shield, but never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we get Triple H on a motorbike? Do we get a big Triple H entrance?
On an Aussie tank.
What's an Aussie tank? He comes out in a V8 Commodore.
That's an Aussie tank, isn't it?
He comes out in a V8 Commodore, does some doughies on the stage, sinks a couple of VBs on his way to the ring. Instead of spitting water in the air, he's spitting VB.
The best way to get rid of it, spitting it out.
And if he is spitting water...
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, no. I think we get really good entrances here, and the entrances take about 20 minutes combined, and then the match takes about 4.
Yeah, I'm predicting this show, right, guys? Just a rundown of the time for this show. The gates open at 4:30. The pre-show starts at 6 or 6:30, with the main show actually starting at 7, finishing at 11. We have 5 pure hours of WWE Super Showdown, where I'm predicting that 2.5 of them are just the entrances.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know how this card does not look like it fills 6 hours.
No, they're gonna cut it fine. You can tell the AJ Samoa Joe match is gonna go long. Cedric and Buddy's gonna go long. Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair will go long.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you've got 360 minutes to fill there, right? 360 minutes, and there's 10 matches. That means every match gets half an hour.
Yeah. True. Will we get filler matches? That's actually a good point, Mikey. I believe you brought that up earlier. Do we get filler matches?
Yeah. I mean, something like simple as someone like a Rey Mysterio, say if he does come out, maybe like an Almaz interrupts him or something, and get Almaz and Rey, or we get...
Right, like he just comes out and he's like, you think I would miss the first show in Australia kind of thing? Like he just does that whole thing and then lays out an open challenge,
even
something like that.
Even something as simple as, I doubt it's going to happen, but someone like the Mighty, being Aussies, have them come out and some, I don't know, legend tag team that they're keeping secret comes out and, buries them really quickly because that's what WWE does.
The Revival versus the Mighty for an hour.
He said legendary, not jobbers.
Hey, listen to me. A 1 hour Iron Man tag match between the Mighty and the Revival. Book it now. That's the pre-show. That's the pre-show. Let the panel do their thing and just cut back to the match every now and then. So that way, because that's the thing is with the pre-show, right? That's an hour. That's 40 minutes of talking and 10 minutes of wrestling. And so instead, what you should do is have a 1 hour Iron Man tag match between the Revival and the Mighty and just have the panel cut back and forth for the network people.
Sure, why not? Have
do
the
it.
Revival lose 40-0 in an Iron Man match, but that's fine.
Hunter, I know you're listening. Book it now, buddy. Book it now and go get those booty mite designs drawn up.
Guys,
all right. Undertaker and Triple H, seriously, who wins? Who wins?
Nobody.
It's got to be Triple H, right?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Nobody, because it's
You're calling a schmoz in the main event.
I'm calling it schmoz because they're setting up the tag match.
Yeah, but this is the main event, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything I've seen has this listed as the main event.
Yeah, but
you can't have a schmoz finish to a main event.
Yeah, but no one cares about the results.
Have you seen half the pay-per-views these days?
Yeah, but this is halfway around the world.
Sure.
You saw how they ended the Saudi Arabia show. They ended it clean. Braun Strowman holding up the title. They're going to want a similar visual of some kind here.
Yeah, if that's the case, then Undertaker's winning.
I think...
But...
Go on.
Yeah, if they go for the clean finish 100%, I believe Undertaker's winning. To finish off the night with the Undertaker dong and all that stuff. But I still stand by. I don't think anyone gives a shit about the result because this match is literally purely for the entrance. I think literally Undertaker's on here purely for the entrance. So
I agree. I think that's what it is. It's all about the atmosphere. It's the entrance. It's seeing these guys from your childhood one last time before they ride off into the sunset. And it's going to be fantastic. And that's the Super Showdown in a nutshell, really, because it's exciting, but not for the reasons that it should be exciting, if that makes sense. Like, you want it to be exciting because, they built some great stories and I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Really, it's just exciting because, it's WWE.
It's pretty much what it is to me. I'm so excited for this, but not for the matches.
Look,
I mean, maybe for Buddy and maybe for Daniel Bryan and AJ. To me, they are who I want to see. Everything else is kind of just lackluster at the moment.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm very excited for Lashley, John Cena, and Leo Rush, and Elias and Kevin Owens, because Elias and Kevin Owens work really well together too. And so I'm very excited for that. And Ronda Rousey, because I didn't get to go to the UFC show when they were in Melbourne when I wanted to.
Can I just I just want to put out this little fact, which I found earlier while we were setting up for recording tonight. The only person who has been in Australia before, most of these people have been in Australia before, but the last shown event was WWE Global Warming Tour.
Yes.
There is one person on that card that is on this card as well, and that is Triple H.
Yeah, he's on both.
He's the only person on both cards. However, that could change if we have a random Randy Orton surprise.
Or, wasn't Hulk Hogan on Global Warming?
No.
Ooh, no.
There's all kinds of rumors about Hulk Hogan's return, so that could happen at Super Showdown too. He would get booed like crazy in Melbourne.
He would.
So WWE, don't do it.
Don't do it. Not smart.
I don't reckon he'll get booed.
You don't think he'd get booed?
They do that real Hulk entrance, like the proper out of nowhere. He'll get pop.
I don't know.
That I'm a real American.
I would boo. Personally, I would boo.
Sorry,
get off the screen. I want the revival.
Sorry, I'm a Hulk mark. I'm cheering Hulk. I love my Hulk. I love my Hulkster.
Fair enough. Well, yeah. So that's Super Showdown. We're going to be there. If you see us in our B+ shirts, come up and say hi. Have a chat. Tell us you like the podcast. Buy us a beer, stroke our egos a little, and then leave us alone, man. We're there to enjoy a show.
All right? I thought you were going to say something else then. Stroke our ego. Jesus.
Heel turn. No, we'd love to have a chat with people, especially at the Wrestle Brunch. That's the official WrestleRock Wrestle Brunch. It's the official B+ pre-drinks for the MCG. We're going to get messy, and then we're going to go over and boo everyone. Be like, boo, Stevie's better.
We're going to boo Buddy Murphy out of the arena just because Robbie Eagles was better.
Yeah. No, Stevie's better. You gotta see, this is the thing, you gotta get up to speed on your Aussie Grapps, man. You need to know these references. Stevie Philippe and Tome Philippe and their brothers, and Stevie's better. Hashtag. Right? And so Stevie's better.
Hashtag Stevie's better. Okay.
Man, you guys frustrate me. All right. I love you, though. I love you. All right, let's leave it there.
Hashtag if Adam Brooks does not come out to say Buddy Murphy in that Cruiserweight title match, I'm booing the whole show.
Oh, yes. No, let's have Matt Silver's #1 fan. Put the shirt on him again with the texter, with the Sharpie. It says Matt Silver's #1 fan. Have him be at ringside holding his new Intercommonwealth title and have everyone watching at home be like, who the fuck's Matt Silver? All right, guys, you can find us at the B Plus Wrestle. I'm not going to do our individual ones, but you can find us collectively at the B Plus Wrestle on Twitter, the B Plus Wrestling everywhere else. We're going to be posting as much as we can over this weekend, so give us a like, share, subscribe, 5-star review on iTunes if you feel so inclined, and thank you so much for listening.
Hold one. Arm drag.
You're not doing this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list.
Sorry, no speak English.
Dummy. Goodbye and good night. Hold two. Arm bar.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
It's still real to me, damn it. Dummy. Hold three. The moss covered. Three-handle family grungle.